Hi, this is Ed Fullman. I'm CEO of Foxtrot Code. This video is about how to host a data project on Foxtrot Code. And what we're going to do is set up what we call a Foxnote. And a Foxnote is a basic capability within the software to support your desires for collaboration, managing teams and events, and so forth. So I'm going to show you how to set up this facility. But first, let's take a quick look at where they're at and some of the other Foxnotes that are out there. So we're going to start by clicking on Data Projects, which is how you would both find them as well as create them. And as you'll notice, there's a few Foxnotes out here already. I'm going to just pop into this one real quick, Analyzing Twitter. So as you can see, this is what we call a public Foxnote, and that I was able to get into it from a search screen like that. And what you're seeing in here is comments from people that are part of this particular Foxnote, this data project, and they're contributing documents. There are Foxpatches associated with this Foxnote because they've been tagged to it. And there's a forum for how to use the Twitter facility and so forth, and I'm the moderator. So this is an example of what a Foxnote is and things that you can do with it. So let's go back to the previous screen and actually create a Foxnote from scratch. Only takes a few minutes. So you click on Create a Foxnote there, and the system will initialize a new one. And it starts with naming it. So we'll just call this our first Foxnote. And then we'll put in some description about it. You want to put the description in so that people who find this Foxnote understand your objectives for your group and what you're trying to do. So just put in collaborate to develop our data project. You're going to want to put in as much detail as you think is necessary to make people feel comfortable about what your objectives are. Once you've done that, just hit create. And at this point, the Foxnote's actually created. You could take the defaults and just stop right here. You can always come back later and edit the settings of the Foxnote. We're going to go through the different configuration steps one by one, however, just so you can see it. So it starts out with privacy. This is probably the key piece and why it's up front. So there's three different options: public, private, and hidden. Public is obviously public. It's searchable. You can find it in any of the search bars on Foxtrot Code, and the intent is to get people generally involved with Foxtrot Code to participate in your Foxnote. There is no invitation process, and you can still make choices about how data or documents gets posted to the Foxnote, but generally speaking, it's the intent is to get as many people involved as possible. The second choice is private. Private is a designation that is about invitation only. So it's searchable. In other words, people can find it. When they click on it, they can't actually view the inside of the Foxnote. They get some information about what it's, the description and so forth, and they can ask to join. And basically, you as the administrator, the owner, the person who created it, can admit people that you'd like to have involved in your Foxnote. It's totally up to you if you want to set it this way. The last choice is hidden. Hidden is designed for project teams, corporate teams, and so forth that need to keep their work private and hidden from other people in Foxtrot Code. Maybe it's proprietary, or it has some data that shouldn't be seen, or you just don't want to have a discussion broadly with a lot of people in Foxtrot Code. In that case, you want to choose hidden. And in all these cases, you can tag a Foxpatch specifically to one of these types of Foxnotes. And in the case of hidden, for example, you can create a Foxpatch when you list it that is hidden. It's not visible. And you can tag it to your Foxnote. And in that way, your team, like a corporate development team, could work together on a Fox patch. No one else would be able to see it except for them, and the only way that you'd be able to actually participate would be if you were invited to one of these hidden groups. That's the only way in. So the difference between hidden and private is private you can ask to join, hidden you can't even see it, so only the admin can send you an invitation from inside the Foxnote. All right, so let's just leave it, we're going to just leave this one as public for now. You can see there's another set of choices here around who can submit data. We're going to leave this one alone as well, but generally there's a couple of places where you can select if you're going to let other people submit documents or not. So the next question or setting that comes up is forum. And forum is a traditional thread-based forum where you can do support. It's a simple click to include it, and you can always use it later. You can always get rid of it if you don't want to have it in your Foxnote at some point. The next question is about the thumbnail. So this is the thumbnail photo for your Foxnote, and you can upload any image that you like here, and it'll display in that little radial cropped photo. So we're going to just let this go, and we'll get into the next section, which is about documents. And this is primarily about uploading documents. So who's allowed to do it, and who's going to have that option show up to actually be an uploader versus just a reader of documents. This is for media. Similarly, you could have pictures and even music if you like. We're going to leave this one at its default setting, which is all members. And now we're into the background image of the Foxnote. So this shows up at the top. You'll see, if you remember from the Twitter, there was a background picture, and then the inset was actually the Twitter blue bird. So this is the background image. We'll just leave this blank. And then the last thing is send invites, and these are invitations to people that you're friends with. That's the only people you can invite to your Foxnote. Otherwise you'd have a lot of mail passing around that maybe people don't want to have. This is really a tester account, so this doesn't actually have friends attached. So we're just going to hit finish here, and this saves off the Foxnote as we've configured it, and makes it available immediately for people to use. I'm going to show you some of the capabilities that exist here. One of them is events. So to create an event, you actually go to your account, which I'll do now. You can do that by clicking on any of the pictures of yourself that you see around the screen. And you create events as an individual, but you can tie them to your group. And I'm just going to show you that real quick. So this is right here. So we're going to select events off this is the menu for my account. And as you see, I don't have any events that I'm going to right now, but I can add one. So I'm going to add an event. And you need to add new again. And now we get to name our event, and you can choose whether this is a group event or not. So I'm just going to click this down just so you can see our first Foxnote, which we just created. So this is how you tie an event back to your Foxnote, and that way you can schedule meetings or meetups or whatever you'd like to do, and organize them here so that the information about the event can flow back to your group. So that's really our video for today, and if you have any other questions about how to create a Foxnote, feel free to use the Slack channel or send us a note through the mail or look for the support Foxnote actually in the listing of Foxnotes here. Thanks again for your time today. See you out there.